Hey guys, it's me Goku64, and we're doing a reaction to five disturbing police officers horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. Which, police officers ain't doing so hard now. Well, it's July. It's something could change, but oh yeah, like like people say, oh, we should trust cops, but ugh. Like the pattern, like every single month, something bad is happening. June and May, the worst month to be a cop. The worst month. Because I think you know why. Which is just honestly crazy. The first one was just messed up. They all deserve to get life sentences. And the second one, I'm like, you, like, are they dumb? They just saw what happened in May, and they thought it was a good idea to actually shoot the man. That was just so messed up. And then I remember next they burned down the Wendy's, which I was like, damn, what did Wendy's do? But then I recently found out it was Wendy's that called the police, which is like, I was like, oh, dang. I mean, I wonder how's the Wendy's police feeling? The person that called it, because if you didn't call, the things that happened would have happened. But I digress. Let's just get to the video. Make sure to Mr. Nightmare. Make sure to the channel, and let's get into it. But not gonna lie, cops do have a scary job because they had to explore stuff. Like it was like I'll say a breaking and entering, or like someone hears dump sound in their house to call 911. They had to explore that. They had to check everything. And sometimes it'd be so disturbing. But that's why there's a few seconds into it. I'll just skip you like the intro.
I'd never responded to a call like that before, but it sounded serious.
Let me back up a bit.
My partner and I got a breaking and entering call
Okay.
late one Friday night. I'd never responded to a call like that before.
So what's
It
that
sounded
not telling?
serious. A young woman was home alone and heard footsteps downstairs.
Oh
When
no.
she was on the 911 call, the call was cut before she could give her location in the house.
Dang.
We arrived to the home and entered through the front door, which was left unlocked, which later proved to be how the break-in occurred. Both of us shouted police with our guns drawn, expecting the suspect to be armed. We called out for Anna.
They
That was the
didn't come.
homeowner's name. Anna never called back to us.
Oh no.
We knew she must have been scared and didn't want to give away her position
Oh
to the
no.
intruder.
Is either she
We
got
checked the whole first floor. Small and
silent
quick.
or she
It didn't
got
appear to be a basement.
kidnapped.
A door shutting upstairs drew my partner and I's attention. I led the way upstairs. All the doors had been shut, so I couldn't really tell which door I had just heard. I told my partner to check that one while I checked this one.
Man.
I turned the doorknob and kicked the door open, immediately lifting my gun into the air.
That
It was a dark, empty room.
this must be
I heard
scary.
breathing in this room, though. It sounded like a woman's breathing. I looked at the closet door, which was slid slightly open, and I saw half a face, mostly someone's eye, peeking through the opening.
Oh no, don't do this.
Resting assured it was Anna, I lowered my gun and said, "Anna, it's okay. You can come out." But she did, and the breathing quieted. Then my partner in the next room over called, "Jason, I found her." My feeling in that room suddenly went from at ease to ready to throw up. I raised my gun again and yelled, "Come out of the closet." They did not obey, so I called my partner into the room.
Oh
He
no.
turned on the light, and we opened the closet together to see this disheveled, drugged-out woman holding one of Anna's kitchen knives.
Oh
With two guns
god.
pointed at her, she dropped the knife, and we brought her into the precinct.
That is scary.
Thank God I was stationed in a safer area of town the next year, and I haven't gotten any breaking and entering calls since then.
Oh, that gave me the chills. Damn. Oh god.
As a state trooper for 15 years,
Man,
I've experienced my share of close calls and uncomfortable
I
situations.
can't do that. I can't
This
do that.
happened over a
Oh.
decade ago when I was still relatively new to the job. I was on night patrol on an interstate about 2:30 a.m. I usually had my car parked near a bush to hide myself from view from oncoming speeding cars. But at this hour, I didn't really try to hide too much. I was moving my car and pulled into a gas gas station that sat on the side of the interstate. It was closed, not because it was late, but rather it was temporarily out of service. I noticed two cars parked in the lot next to each other. There was nothing immediately suspicious about
Okay.
this.
Oh,
I kept
they
my
did
eye
rob
out
the
just because
place.
strange things happen at this hour. I parked my car in a way that I could watch the interstate as well as these two parked cars.
Okay.
I realized that I didn't see anyone in either of those cars, though.
Oh no.
Now this was quite suspicious. The station was closed and there were no workers here. I exited my car with my hands on my belt and approached the two cars. I tapped on the windows for the both of them.
Oh no.
Nobody in either of them, as I suspected.
Oh
I
god.
began to walk around the lot as the occasional car zipped down the interstate. I went up to the glass of the closed gas station and knocked on it. I turned around, dumbfounded. Whose cars were these? Just as I imagined they could be in the woods somewhere, I heard someone running from around the building and ask for my help. He was some young 20-something-year-old man, like me at the time. He said his car wouldn't start and needed help. Now, I told him right away that I was no mechanic and that he'd need to call a towing company, but he practically begged me to just check under the hood for a second.
Oh no.
He ran to his driver's side and popped the hood.
He about hit you with the
Looked under
meanest
hood
G.
again, not really knowing what to look for because I wasn't much of a car guy at the time. I asked if his battery died, and I looked at him. I took note that he was looking around very oddly. He replied, "I don't think so." I then looked at the car parked next to him. "Whose car is that?" I asked him. He said he didn't know. He simply parked there to see if there was a porta potty in the back or something. I was reading
Oh
through
no,
this
the
kid's motion.
music.
Something was up here.
He was getting
As I looked back at the
he was
guys
getting
in the two
hunted down.
cars, I saw him looking back at something or someone.
Hmm.
I turned and saw another guy approaching me with a knife in his hand. I unholstered my gun and aimed it at him. He dropped the knife and put his hands up. They both did. I immediately called for backup while keeping the two at gunpoint.
Damn.
I cuffed the one who was holding the knife and placed him in the back of my car, and then grabbed the second pair from my glove box and cuffed the second guy. When backup arrived, I went to the back of the gas station where
Good
the first
job.
guy had originally approached me from. What I found there still holds up to be the most disturbing thing I'd ever seen in all of my years as a trooper. There were two fresh, dead bodies wrapped in garbage bags, cut up in two pieces each to fit in the bags.
Oh no.
Along with them was also a shovel sitting on the concrete by the woods.
Oh.
The two were planning on burying the bodies somewhere in the woods off the interstate. It seemed they were in a hurry. These two were a couple of the dumbest people I had ever interacted with, being that out of anywhere in the state, they chose to bury two bodies off an interstate behind a gas station.
That's a
Going
joke.
to sleep at night knowing you almost had your throat slit by somebody on the job messes with you. I didn't get much sleep for a while.
Like, come on, people. Why? Come on. Why do you have another person's life? Come on. You think you're going to get away with it?
I'm a
Even if you
rookie
do,
cop.
karma's
I'm
coming
working
after you.
night shift. I'm just a normal patrol officer conducting traffic stops and responding to basic
I thought
911
these were
calls.
gonna be scared. I thought this was gonna at
2
least
nights
be
in a row
funny.
last week, I was called to the same house. Dispatch had called me to check out the house. And
Oh,
someone had dialed
hell
911.
no.
The house was a couple miles from me, and my patrol
So
zone.
see that?
I
I'm
ran to
like,
the
I'm
house
finna
quickly
turn
and ended up
around.
driving through the trees onto the property.
I can't be a police
The
officer.
house was dark, no lights on, no cars, nothing. I parked my squad car on the far right side of the property and went to the front door, taking note that all the windows were properly shut. I knocked on the door and no answer. The door was also locked.
That's
My
like the
immediate
one
guess,
knock,
the
I'm
place was
gone.
abandoned for
Shit,
years
I'm
by
not
the
even
looks of
doing
it.
a knock.
I called to dispatch that the place was abandoned and nobody was there. Then I left. The next night I was working the same shift, and around a similar time, I got a call from dispatch that there was another 911 call from the same house. Only this time, someone could be heard crying on the other end before the call ended. I was asked to check out the house again. This time I was a little further away, but still the drive wasn't
I'm
too bad.
like, take out
Pulled
my
the dirt
glasses, but
driveway
like,
again onto the property.
you are.
Again, no lights,
I can't
no
be sad.
cars.
I'm supposed to
I
be
approached the
protecting
front door
people.
again.
Man.
This time, it was left cracked open. I knocked on the door while holding the doorknob to prevent the door
Open
from
my
pushing open.
glasses up, like, I need backup.
I
Staff.
called to dispatch that I would be entering the house, which I was cleared to do since the crying over the line implied an urgent situation inside the house.
This is at 11 p.m.
I tried to find a light switch without luck.
Makes it.
I
Oh
had my
god.
gun in
Oh
one hand
god.
and now my flashlight in the other.
Man.
I The house was
Okay.
mostly silent,
I'm not
besides
gonna
the
be
sound coming
a
from
person
behind
that's
the
gonna
closed
hold on
door.
to his blanket.
It
Oh
was the
god.
basement door. They called to dispatch for backup in a whisper. The sound coming from down in that basement was a tone, like a dial tone of a phone. I started walking down the
Oh
stairs
no.
as
Oh no.
quietly
This
as
is gonna be
possible.
creepy. This is gonna be creepy.
I got to the bottom and followed the noise of the dial tone.
Oh
An old, early 2000s style landline speakerphone.
oh no.
The phone was off the hook, and it was playing the dial tone on speakerphone. I put the phone on the hook to silence the noise. It was almost as if it were planned to happen like this.
You about to get
As soon
snuck.
as the phone hit the hook, I heard a muzzled laughing type noise in the far corner of the basement. I turned around, and there was some guy standing opposite me in the basement,
Oh no no.
with his hand over his mouth, and he appeared to be laughing. But it wasn't this genuine laugh. It was more like a sickly, mentally unstable laugh.
Oh hell no. Hell no.
The guy was
Shoot up.
holding something in his
No.
other
I'm
hand.
I'm
I
playing.
couldn't see
I'm
what it
playing.
was at
No.
first.
You're not supposed to
When he
shoot.
raised his hand up to his head, I realized he was holding a revolver. I aimed my gun at him and yelled to drop the weapon. He paused as he had his revolver to his head, apparently about to pull the trigger.
Wait, what's he
So
trying?
I shot him in the arm twice, causing him to drop the gun.
Okay, smart.
He screamed in pain as I cuffed him and brought him upstairs.
That is smart.
Requested a medical team at once. A second squad car pulled up, as did an ambulance a few minutes later. The scariest part about this for me was not that I had to shoot a man in the arm twice, but that I was mere seconds away from seeing a man spray his brains out onto the wall.
But why would you want to do that? I just, god dang. I didn't think this way actually gonna be creepy.
My partner and I got a radio call of a welfare check, which is just to check on the welfare of a person.
Okay.
A woman's ex-boyfriend called because he received text from his ex stating that she wished it had never ended and that she could no longer go on without him.
Oh no.
We get to the place, knock, pound, etc. No answer. We call the number the ex provided. And
She
get an
she
answer
took
and
out her
email.
boyfriend.
So we hear it from the outside window and know she's in there. We say we're going to break the door down if she doesn't answer. We hear some slurred mess of speech. Door unlocks but doesn't open. We open the door to find a young woman, wet, naked, pale as hell, and swaying in one spot. Her hands bleeding. We call a rescue ambulance, and she's off to the hospital. Now to the creepy part. None of the lights would turn on, so we conduct a safety search and find
That
candles
gave
lit
me
in the
the
bedroom and bathroom.
chills.
On the walls were Bible scriptures written in her blood, and a tub of
Oh
groundwater, the
my
water being mixed with
god.
old blood. I don't know how she survived, because that water...
Okay, I'm pretty sure she was doing. There's two things she was doing: a ritual, or like she was trying to do a sacrifice. Cause either because they said previously that she said she couldn't live without her boyfriend, so she was trying to probably do a sacrifice to like curse them together forever. That or what's it called? She was trying. It think she was trying to make a sacrifice just to get her boyfriend back, which is just insane. Just these people. Let me get back into it.
water was dark. She had been sitting in it for approximately 3 to 4 hours.
Damn. Damn, that is creepy. Damn, the last one was 5 minutes long?
Before getting transferred to a different county, I used to work as a police officer in Burlington, New Jersey.
Alright.
Burlington is not a safe place. They say that
Yeah,
crime
it
there is
really is.
88%
It really
higher
is.
than the rest of Jersey. Having worked there for a year, I got to learn that firsthand. Now, there would be a lot of break-ins, robberies, assaults, and after a while you'd get used to those calls.
Damn.
Sometimes you'd get pretty strange, unsettling calls, though. This was one of them. Most Burlington locals are familiar with the McNeil Mansion, a long abandoned mansion that sits right on the Delaware River.
McNeil.
The home was
Mansion.
constructed in 1894
What?
to serve
That's
as a
my
residence
teacher's
for
last
Andrew
name.
H. McNeil, as well as his wife and 4 daughters.
Wait, what?
The house is right on the Delaware River. The home was constructed in 1894 to serve as a residence for Andrew H. McNeil, as well as his wife and 4 daughters. The house had been abandoned and left to decay since 1974.
Oh,
It is now
no.
owned by the county. Sometimes there would be kids trespassing on the property to check it out. Sometime
I
past
don't.
midnight, I was told over the radio by dispatch to
That's
investigate
stupid.
the property, as there was a report by a neighboring house that there were some people seen hopping the fence to the property. Upon entering the property, I noticed a light coming from inside one of the upstairs windows.
Oh no,
Part of me
they were
inside
missing.
died a little as I
Oh,
realized
this
someone
is the
was in
real
there.
one. That
It
would be
was my job to go in
creepy.
and get them out. I requested
That
backup
sounds like
into my
disturbing.
radio and stated I would be entering the mansion to pursue a trespasser. I scanned the outside of the house once more,
Oh
looking for an entry point, and found one of the lower windows was smashed open and easily accessible, and that's how I made my way
God
in.
damn, these
Right
people.
away, first thing I did was make my presence as a police officer known. I was inside what appeared to once be the living room of the mansion, rubble covering the whole floor.
Stop,
I heard
stop.
footsteps upstairs. I shouted again, expecting them to come down the stairs. When they didn't, then it was my job to come up. I went up the stairway and started walking around.
I don't want to
There's no
see
way to
that.
hide my steps with all the litter.
Like, I don't want to see this. Why did they have to do gameplay? I would rather see image. I don't want to see the actual game. But I had to keep going.
I heard something fall in a nearby room. This is when the worry and fear really started to kick in.
I'm
This
going to
point, I had
definitely
my
need this
hand
bullet
on my
kit shit.
holster, ready to react. Now, let me tell you, having a gun doesn't make you feel invincible.
Having a gun is
Shouted
not going to
again
help
to
you.
try and draw out
Help
the
you.
trespassers from the room. You ever hear that dumb, overused quote, "I didn't sign up for this" in the movies? Well, I was pretty much feeling that exact way. I stepped into the room that I thought was where the noise had echoed from. It was some small, weird room with a bunch of
Oh
windows
god, we're
with
gonna see
blurred
children.
glass film.
Those are honestly
There
the
was a sliding
more
closet door
creepier
open
to see.
about 3/4, so they had to be in there. I took out my pepper
Oh,
spray.
they're gonna be.
One more warning
Oh
that I
no,
was a police officer before yanking the closet open.
they're gonna
fully.
see the
It was
bodies.
empty. This
Oh
made
no.
no sense. I looked
Oh
around the room
no. Oh no.
and the windows. I looked to an
Oh no.
outside
That
deck,
hallway. No.
and there was someone standing behind one of them. I couldn't see anything about their features other than the outline of their body.
Oh no.
I
Hell
realized there
no.
were people at the other windows too. The way they were all looking at me through the window film. Such a ghostly appearance they gave.
I will run
Like a
out.
picture from a kid's
I don't
horror
care
novel.
if I'm a police officer. I'm running out with
I
my
found the door
gun.
to that
Pop,
deck
pop,
in
pop,
an
pop,
adjacent
all
room.
around.
When I stepped out, the three figures standing at the windows were gone. I didn't see any other way off the deck besides the door I came out through.
I know it's
So the
dangerous,
collection
but
led
come
to
on.
the police car through a bunch of trees, parked on the same lot as me. Another officer announced his and his partner's arrival to me over the radio.
Okay.
I met the officers outside the
At least
house,
you have a
pointed
squad.
up at the deck where I saw three people standing. They were creeped out as well when I described how they all just stood there at their own windows looking in. We searched the whole mansion together. I eventually came to a small room with a window on the first floor.
Oh no.
Once again, something was outside this window.
Oh god.
I had to step closer to figure out if it was a person's head or not. When I got too close, the object lowered below the window. I radioed the other officers to go outside with me. We looked around the whole property and didn't find anyone. We searched for another 10-15 minutes before closing off all the entrances to the house and moving on. The scariest part of this for me was definitely seeing three ghost-like silhouettes all standing at their own of the three windows to that deck, looking inside at me.
Yeah. Okay, by far the most creepiest one that gave me the shivers, I'll say the first one. Definitely the first one. That first one, that it looks like a spirit woman, like a woman as a spirit. That one, the fifth last one, are the creepiest. It's like, dog. Like, please have you know, the police, I do like police officers. I think you know the reason why, but they have a scary job because if what's it called? If someone calls 911 saying, "Oh, someone's breaking in my house," or I think someone tried to like silence me or something like that, they have to come. They can't say, "Oh, it's too scary, I can't go." No, they have to go, and they always have to risk their lives. But imagine getting one day directs it inside a forest. Like now, first off, if you buy a house in a forest, I don't want to be mean, but you're gonna don't. Cause first, A, it's probably far away from neighbor house, so it's on screen. You will be able to hear it. Two, a spirit's gonna be there or a murderer. And three, it'll be easy to hide the person, hide the people living in there. Because it's a forest. It's easy. Well, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's way more simpler to do like in an apartment in a city area. That's what I'm saying. But always these were horrifying. But hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Also check out Mr. Nightmare. Okay, peace.